Welcome to Manhua Mantra, where stories come to life through words and imagination. Today we dive into the thrilling world of Magic Emperor, exploring the twists and turns of Chapter 631. This is a journey where your imagination takes the lead. There are no visuals, just the power of storytelling. So, close your eyes, tune in, and let the voice guide you through the epic battles, cunning strategies, and heart-stopping moments of this legendary tale. Are you ready to unlock the next chapter of Magic Emperor? Let's begin! The girls there giggled softly, their laughter bubbling up as they saw the mighty coaching venerables from the elite area looking utterly deflated. Some of the tough guys, usually so full of bravado, trembled slightly. Even the 3 ex-elites struggled to contain their laughter, stifling chuckles. What are you laughing at? This is an important discussion. Fiend Yang's glare shot toward them, but his sternness only made the laughter harder to suppress. The venerables looked stripped of all dignity, their presence no longer commanding respect. Zhuo Fan chuckled along with them, his tone dripping with mockery. You think Sect leader's token is some kind of joke? Laugh all you want, but let me warn you, keep up the disrespect, and you'll all be crying next. Here, have something to lift your spirits. He took out a vial, the soothing aroma spreading through the air, drawing everyone closer. Their faces brightened instantly, as if some invisible weight had been lifted. Master, is this another 7th grade pill? Kui Gang's voice carried pride as he turned to the others. See? Stick with Master and your worries are over. I've had more pills these days than in the last decade. Not a single one below 7th grade. The others looked equally eager, hope glimmering in their eyes. Having once struggled in the labor office, they now felt like they'd been ushered into paradise, far removed from the harshness of the Sect's lower areas. As they eagerly gulped down the pills, smug grins spread across their faces. The venerables, red-faced and jittery, edged closer, their tone half joking, half serious. What's this? Share some with us too, and we won't tell on you. Zhuo Fan's smile remained vague and cryptic. Nope, none for you. Fiend Yang's patience wore thinner by the second. Zhuo Fan, where's that generous streak you showed the Sect leader? Aren't we venerables? Give us one already! Zhuo Fan's trademark evil grin returned. You're missing the point. If you take these pills, who'll protect them? Certainly not me. Suddenly, a sharp scream cut through the moment. Kui Gang froze, his body stiffening unnaturally, his limbs trembling as if they belonged to someone else. Only his wide, terrified eyes could move. Son! What's happening to you? Ugh! Kui Lang's voice choked as he too froze, his body no longer responding. One by one, everyone who had taken the pill cried out, their movements becoming robotic, their faces frozen in terror. The venerables' fear spiked as they turned to Zhuo Fan, their voices shaking. Zhuo Fan, what have you done? Zhuo Fan held up the empty vial, his smile as calm as ever. It's no ordinary 7th grade pill, it's a poison. Their faces fell, a collective gasp echoing around. You can't be serious. Kui Gang's voice cracked, desperation filling his words. Master, why would you do this? Zhuo Fan sneered, his voice tinged with mockery. Didn't I teach you? Always be ready to kill, but never drop your guard. Who told you a master only gives you good things? You've been too naive. Their spirits broke as they looked at Zhuo Fan, their fear mixing with betrayal. Meanwhile, the venerables exchanged uneasy glances, realizing they'd underestimated just how ruthless he could be. Fiend Yang finally snapped, grabbing Zhuo Fan by the chest. Why? How are they supposed to go to Double Dragon Gathering now? Are you going alone? Zhuo Fan held up the Sect leader's token with a grim seriousness. Double Dragon Gathering is dangerous. If they go as they are now, they'll die for sure. Better they die here by my hand than out there. The group's bitterness deepened, their thoughts screaming against his twisted logic. But Zhuo Fan's voice interrupted their despair, this time with a sliver of hope. Relax, it's not all bad. The zombie pill only stiffens your body and drains your cultivation. Keep moving and you'll delay the effects. If you can survive until Double Dragon Gathering, I'll cure you. But that's on you. He snickered, his tone taking a darker turn. See this token? I'm untouchable. Even if you all drop dead, no one can lay a hand on me. So stop begging. It's pointless. Despair washed over them, their gazes filled with heartbreak. The venerables could only stand there, stunned, their anger mixing with a grudging respect for his cruel ingenuity. As Zhuo Fan turned to leave, he offered one final parting shot, his voice dripping with amusement. I'll be waiting a mile ahead. Don't take too long. I'd hate for you to die so soon after leaving the Sect. Ha ha ha. His laughter echoed as he disappeared, leaving them to their agonizingly slow march, each step feeling like it carried the weight of the world. Frustration bubbled up among the group, their voices rising in defiance. "Steward Zhuo, you'll pay for this." But their stiffened bodies betrayed their determination, barely moving a meter in what felt like an eternity. Even the venerables felt their eyes sting with unshed tears. How does he expect us to make it in this state? In the distance, Zhuofan reclined in his chosen spot, his expression one of calculated amusement. To him, this grueling exercise was a necessary lesson, one that would toughen them in months, what others achieved in decades. Meanwhile, atop the snowy peaks of mystical heaven Sect, a woman strode gracefully through the biting winds, a white sword in her hand. Stopping before a cave, she bowed respectfully. "Senior sister, I'm leaving for Double Dragon Gathering. Thank you for everything you've done for me." From the cave came a soft, melancholic voice, heavy with longing. "Qingcheng, take Permafrost with you as my representation. But please, if you meet anyone from the Demon Scheming Sect, show mercy. I wouldn't want him hurt." Qingcheng's brow furrowed in curiosity. "Him?" The voice from the cave softened further, tinged with a bittersweet smile. "Yes, he brought me to this state, yet he also freed me from regret." The winds howled, carrying her words into the distance, their meaning as mysterious as the snow-covered peaks. The slam of a heavy hand echoed through the dimly lit hall, the trembling table barely holding up against the middle-aged man's anger. "You're telling me you got beaten by a laborer?" His voice thundered, filling the room. "A disgrace to our sect and my name?" The air grew heavy, and even the torches seemed to flicker in fear. The two young men in front of him hesitated, stealing uneasy glances at each other before the younger one spoke. "Father, Laborer Zhuofan isn't ordinary," he said cautiously. "I doubt anyone among his peers could stand against him." An elder stepped forward, bowing slightly. "Sect leader, I can confirm this. I witnessed the fight myself." Second young master was utterly defeated. The man's face darkened further as he snarled, "Enough excuses! You lost to a laborer from a lower sect. Do you realize the shame you've brought upon us?" His gaze turned cold as he addressed his defeated son. "Tell me, how should I punish such a failure?" The young man lowered his head. "I'll accept any punishment you see fit." "Very well," the father growled. "A man who can't fight has no use for his arms." "Shall I take one?" "Father!" The eldest brother stepped forward, panic in his eyes. "Please reconsider." But the man wasn't finished. "Fine, I'll let you keep it. Instead, you'll spend 49 days on the burning pillar. Your choice." The hall grew silent, the weight of the punishment sinking in. After a tense moment, the defeated son bowed deeply. "I choose the burning pillar." A small, grudging smile crept onto the father's face. "Good. That's the resolve I expect from my son." The eldest brother's voice cut through the tension. "Father, if I may," he said, his tone calm yet firm. "This Zhuofan is no ordinary laborer. Losing to him doesn't diminish our strength, but highlights his. Punishing second brother now could jeopardize our performance at the Double Dragon Gathering." The father paused, considering his son's words. "Very well," he said finally. "Punishment will be postponed. Your performance at the gathering will determine your fate." The tension in the room eased slightly, but the father's sharp gaze returned as he turned to his eldest. "What's your take on this laborer?" The eldest smiled faintly. "He's an intriguing opponent. The Double Dragon Gathering will be far more exciting with him around." The father nodded, a grim smile on his face. "Good. Ensure we hold our place. Let others deal with the Demon Scheming Sect if they dare rise above their station." Far away, in a snowy valley, a young man in a blue robe stood before a stone door. His breath misted in the frigid air as he laughed. "Junior brother, I'm out of seclusion. Let's go. The Double Dragon Gathering waits for no one." A calm voice echoed from behind the door. "Senior brother, you're truly a genius to come out so soon. I still need time to catch up." The senior brother chuckled. "Don't tease me. With your talent, I'm the one playing catch-up." 6 hours passed before a thunderous rumble shook the valley. The stone door cracked open, and waves of heat surged out, drying and scorching everything in their path. The senior brother staggered back, sweat pouring down his face. That freak. His innate flame has fused with his soul. "I've lost my title as the best talent in the Western lands, haven't I?" He laughed bitterly as his junior stepped out, his aura blazing like the sun. In a dark forest, a group of riders rested under the shade of a massive tree. The eerie silence was broken by a sharp voice. "Where's Yanmo? Wandering off again?" A beautiful woman smirked. Senior brother Yanmo found this boring and went ahead. "He'll meet us at the gathering." The elder scoffed. "That reckless fool. One day his carelessness will cost him." Another voice, calm and cold, interjected. Elder Qingya, Brother Yanmo will be there. He wouldn't miss a chance to meet the best talent in the Western lands. The riders exchanged knowing glances, a mix of irritation and respect for their absent comrade. In a bustling town, laughter and chatter filled the streets as disciples marveled at the sights. But in a noisy tavern, a red-haired youth with a sinister grin leaned against the window. His eyes locked on a group of beautiful young women passing by. His grin widened. Double Dragon Gathering just got a lot more interesting.